What's up guys? Hopefully you're all oh shoot, spilled me drink. That's only a little bit. So I wanted to do a video today talking about something I was talking about the other day. I did a video talking about this on Sunday actually. I was talking about the Inghams, well more specifically Chris. And the fact that he, obviously every time someone posts a negative comment or criticises them in some way, he chooses to respond to those comments by calling people clowns. And obviously I was saying about how I thought it was really, I felt that it was, really unacceptable, and I stand by that. I think a lot of people are probably, a lot of you guys are probably thinking, well, why do I have why have I taken such a huge issue with the fact that he calls people that? Because the way that I see it is that him calling people clowns is basically technically bullying in a way, and that's why I'm saying it's so unacceptable, because it is bullying. And I know that a lot of their fans won't see it like that, and I know that Chris and Sarah won't see it like that, but that is basically what it is. It's technically bullying, and it's just unacceptable. There's no excuses for the fact that he's choosing to bully people. At the end of the day, it's funny because whenever anyone posts a negative comment about the Inghams, or they criticise the Inghams in some way, though that person is always branded as a bully. One of the things that person is often branded as is a bully. But I think the biggest bully out there is Chris. The fact that every time someone criticises them or says something negative, posts a negative comment, he calls people clowns. That is bullying. I don't know how people, how it can't be, how it's not classed as bullying, because it is bullying at the end of the day. Calling people clowns, it is completely and utterly unacceptable, and it is bullying, as far as I'm concerned. At the end of the day, I think, people are just getting really fed up with it now. Like, people are just getting really pissed off with the fact that every time someone posts a negative comment, that's how he chooses to respond. It's just very, as I've said before, it's very childish and immature, to say the least. I really don't agree with it, to be honest. I just think there's no need for it. At the end of the day, just because someone posts a negative comment or criticises them in some way does not mean that that person deserves to be called a clown, or deserves to be, deserves to be bullied like that. It's just completely unacceptable. And I will call it bullying because that's exactly what it is. I am not going to say it's not bullying, because that basically is, technically what he's doing, is bullying. At the end of the day, him calling people clowns makes him a bully. Because at the end of the day, there's no need for him to be calling people things like that. I know people say that he has every right to say things like that and call people things like that, but he doesn't. He has no right whatsoever to keep calling people clowns. There's no need for him to be calling anyone anything. As far as I'm concerned, it's just craziness. At the end of the day, there's no need for him to be calling people anything like that. Clowns or anything. Or anything he chooses to call people. That is technically bullying. And I know a lot of people will laugh at this and say, "Oh, it's not bullying," but blah 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 blah. But actually, it technically is. It is technically bullying. The fact that every time he responds to negative comments, calling people, he chooses to call people clowns, I would go as far as to say that that's bullying, and that does make him a bully. I really don't know what else to say. Like, I wish I could say that, I have a positive viewpoint on this, but I'm not gonna look at it in a positive way, because I don't see why anyone should look at it in a positive way, because it's not something that people should be looking at in a positive way. It's not something that people should be applauding. It's not something that people should be saying that he has any right to do, because regardless of what anyone says, he has no right whatsoever to be, to calling people clowns. And as I said, people are getting sick and tired of it now. People are getting really, really fed up with it. The fact that every time someone posts a negative comment, that's how he chooses to respond. And as I've said before, if they want to respond to negative comments, they're more than perfect. They're well within their rights to do that. I'm not saying they don't. I've never said that. I've never said they don't have a right to respond to negative comments. But what Chris doesn't have the right to do is respond to negative comments calling people clowns. He does not in any way whatsoever have any right to be saying things like that to people. It's like I said in the video the other day. We all know for a fact that he wouldn't have the balls to say that to somebody's face. He wouldn't have he wouldn't have the ball. He wouldn't be brave enough to say that to somebody out in public. Let's face it. If he said that to someone out, if he was out in public and he called somebody a clown, he would get a smack in the mouth. I honestly think that if somebody did give him a smack in the mouth, he wouldn't be so haughty. That's what I often think, is that if someone gave Chris a smack in the mouth, maybe he wouldn't be so haughty as he is. And I feel like to be honest, I feel like he's been asking for someone to give him a smack in the mouth for quite a long time. If somebody did give him a smack in the mouth, I would say absolutely 110% he deserved it. Because that's what, it would be the least he deserves for calling someone a clown. The way that I see it, he can't keep expecting to get away with that. This is the thing, he's not gonna keep getting away with calling people clowns. There's people that don't keep letting him get away with that. They're not gonna keep allowing him to say things like that to people and think he can get away with that. This is not, he ain't gonna get away with that. As people have had enough of it now. People are getting bored of it. People are getting bored of being called clowns every time they post a negative comment. No one deserves that. There's not a single person who deserves, even if they post a negative comment or they criticise them in some way, that doesn't warrant that person being called a clown. There is not, as I've said before, and I will keep saying it, there is not a single solitary thing that will ever give Chris the right to call people clowns. It is bullying. And that is why it needs to stop, because it is bullying. Him calling people clowns is bullying. Him calling people clowns 100% makes him a bully. That is what he's doing. What he is doing would always be classed as bullying. And if people don't think it is bullying, they need their fucking heads examined. Because how can people look at that and not think it's bullying? Because that's exactly what it is. I know it, we all know it. We all know that what he's doing is bullying. And it needs to stop. I just wish, I feel like he deserves to be reported for the fact that he's bullying people like that, calling people clowns for absolutely no reason. He has absolutely no right to do that. And it's shot, and you know what, obviously at the end of the day, they want people to respect them, right? I mean, obviously they're stupid, deluded iFan respect them, we all know that. We all know how much they like the iFan, like to hiss their asses every day. Point made. But why should anyone respect him when he's being a bully? No one's gonna respect a bully like him, are they? Why should people give him any respect when he's bullying people, calling people clowns? There is not a single person who should be giving him respect, as he doesn't deserve that. Somebody who, at the end of the day, anyone who, the only person who would think it was okay all people clowns is a bully. No decent person would think it was okay to keep saying things like that. That does make him a bully. And my advice for Chris is that he needs to keep his fucking mouth shut. And stop being so damn... well, basically put his mouth on a leash to stop it running away with itself. The guy's an absolute dipstick and an absolute moron. And more importantly, he is a bully. And bullies like him don't deserve to keep getting away with what they're doing. I mean, why, what do you think he's going to keep getting away with calling people an asshole? I think you'll find he won't. One day, I only hope that one day he ends up being made to regret saying that to someone. Because I think he will end up being made to regret saying that to someone. As they will fight back. One day he will say that to someone and they will fight back. They won't hesitate to fight back. And I only wish that someone would fight back. People like them don't deserve to be getting away with bullying people. It's not acceptable. Bullying of any sort is unacceptable. Yeah, it's like, it's okay. It's not okay for people to say nasty things about the Inghams, but it's okay for us to be nasty to other people and all people clowns. Yeah, okay. Swivel on that. There was nothing that will ever make it okay for him to be saying things like that to people. He absolutely, genuinely has no right to say things like that to anyone. And it really needs to stop. Because people have had enough of it now. People are sick and tired of him constantly calling people clowns. It's about, at the end of the day, it is bullying. Simple as that. End of. And I'm basically only saying it for what it is, of what we all know that it is. It's bullying. Pure and simple. So I hope you enjoyed this little video anyway. I'll see you for another one tomorrow. Bye bye.